So Sam, what does it mean? Grand final week, it's all getting very real. We've moved past the Gabba turf war now. It's the footy, isn't it? And so it's all getting very close and very real.
Yeah, I'm glad that we've moved past that. We as players moved past it pretty quickly. So there's a real buzz about the place. We had a really good session last night, preparing for a wet day on Saturday. So it was good to have a run around and flush the legs out and kick the footies around and get focused. Yeah.
Is it cool just seeing how excited Brisbane is for you girls as well?
Yeah, I mean, it's cool to get stopped in the street and talk to about footy. So everyone's on board, I think, no matter if who you go for. Women's sport is getting a lot of the profiles going up and up. So it's really exciting. There's a buzz around here, on the street, at people's workplaces, at footy clubs. It's just, it's awesome.
What does it mean to you, Sam? Because you coach a youth team, for the girls to go so well and be in a grand final, just that inspires young girls and you're real role models for those girls as well, so it all goes well for the future.
Definitely. One of our real trademarks this year has been Inspire, and that's for each other, for our teammates, but especially for the next generation of girls coming through. So it's cool that I have access to those girls in my little team that I have, but if we can inspire anyone to pick up a footy, then that's part of our job done. So, and the success helps with that as well. Yeah.
Funny to think that no one thought Brisbane would be up there. When you looked at everyone's tips at the start of the year, no one had Brisbane as in the grand final. It's a nice feeling, isn't it, to kind of, because being up here, a lot of the action's been down in Melbourne. It's nice to prove people wrong.
Yeah, I mean, we didn't really mind about that. That was something that worked in our favour, actually. The underdog status is something that we grabbed hold of and ran with for a long time, and it gave us the opportunity to shock our opposition, especially in the early rounds, until they sort of caught on that we probably were doing something right. So, I mean, we knew we had a pretty good group, and we knew what we were capable of. So in the four walls, just throughout the season, it was all about our effort, and it got us to a good place.
Your game against Adelaide was one of the best games of the season. What did you learn from that game that's going to help you come Saturday?
Well, it gave us, we got to play against the Crows. That was good. We learned a little bit about the way that they play footy. It's been great watching all the teams play, and you get a lot from the vision, but to actually play against them and work out how to position yourself and the way they like to move the ball pretty quickly is something that we can now understand a little bit better. So, but it's a different game on Saturday. You can do all your homework and you can do all the research that you want, but at the end of the day, it's what you turn up with on Saturday. So we're prepared for a really physical battle. They want to move the footy quickly. We've got to try and counter that, but play our own style. So it should be a cracking game.
An 8-week competition, really, like 7 rounds and then the grand final. How would you like to see this competition grow next year?
I think the AFL have done a really good job in making sure that we don't sort of stretch the talent that we have. So I don't know about expanding teams, maybe a couple of weeks longer. It doesn't feel like 8 weeks, it feels like 20 for my body. But I think maybe a final series would be nice to give teams an opportunity to really play in this sort of situation. So that would be nice. Just having this competition is going to grow the game and grow the talent. So maybe it's not next year, maybe finals next year, and then years after that, extra teams. But we want to make sure that the top level is really an elite competition. So we don't want that to drop away just for the sake of putting more teams in, I think. When did you
first realise that this team had something special, that you could go all the way to the grand final?
We didn't really get ahead of ourselves at any stage. We didn't think, oh yes, we definitely think we're in the mix here. We put a bit of a graphic up on a training session in early January that we sort of decided that the AFLW first premiership was something that we wanted to go for, and that everything else, all the distractions and any other excuses, would fall by the wayside in terms of actually going for that goal. So it's always been our aim and our goal, but we never thought that, yes, we've done enough, probably until just before the Bulldogs game when we actually had made it. So from day one, we knew we had a pretty special group. Yeah.
A home grand final is something that not very many Queensland sides can hope for. What is it like to have, your family and friends come down and be able to watch the grand final and hopefully you take the trophy home?
It's pretty special. It's the first time that an AFL Grand Final has been held out of Melbourne. So that's something that's not lost on us, and a real advantage for us is going to be the support of our home crowd. I think at times it's possibly a distraction to have so many people talking to you, and we've had people come out of the woodwork and want to be a part of it, which is, we appreciate their support. So it's going to be important for us to make sure we stay focused with all the noise that's going on. But I think the Maroon Army will be out in force on Saturday, so that's going to be really good, for the girls.